And today we are going to review the new Auto Heat Press from HTVRont. So I reviewed the original heat press from them about a year ago, and I really liked it, but there was a couple things that I thought they could have done better, and I feel like they've listened, not necessarily to me, but they've listened. And so this new heat press has both of those things corrected, and so I'll walk you through all of that. We are going to test it out on a project that I've been wanting to try. So I've not done this before, but we're going to do a sublimation pillowcase. And so I've always done like one big design and put it on one side, and that's great. We're gonna do that. But we're going to put a repeating pattern on the opposite side of that pillowcase. And if you like that and you like the way it looks and you want to learn how to create your own repeating pattern, let me know that down in the comments and I will work that video up for you. The thing about this heat press right now is it just came on the market November 1 as of the making of this video, and it's on sale. It's on big sale. So I'll put all the links for that down below as well. All right guys, let's go. Okay, so let's start out with the original heat press. So this is the Auto Heat Press from last year, and then this is the brand new one. And you can see, I'm gonna go ahead with the press. You can see it is a little bit taller, it's a little bit bigger. And so we'll go through all the different things that have changed from the original heat press to the new one. Okay, so first of all, we need to, take all the packaging off and plug it in, but I wanted to point something out to you before we did that. So when I took it out of the box, it has a little book, which is great. It gives you all the special details, but it also has this Teflon sheet, and I am ashamed to admit that last year when I got this press, the blue one to the left, I actually threw this away. I thought it was part of packaging, and it's something HTVRont really needs to do, like put a little sticker or something on it, because I think I just, it looks like craft paper. I think I just didn't even really feel it. I mean, you can tell obviously that it's anyway, don't be like me. Don't throw it away, okay? So you want to salvage that, and then you have your little book. So let's go ahead and take all of the plastic off of this and go ahead and plug it in. Okay, so I have taken the styrofoam out, and then there is just a film over the top piece here, which is kind of neat. So check this out. So now you can actually, I like that. I really like that feature. And then this little, I'm not sure I'm going to remove this because this actually tells me what everything is. So the power, the time, the temp, the pressure, the mode, custom, decrease, increase, auto, and then start. So I'll go ahead and tell you, one of the things I didn't like about the original machine was there was no pressure. And this machine, so excited, actually allows you to change the pressure depending on the type of project you're doing. So for instance, I couldn't really do puff with the other machine because I couldn't regulate the pressure. And so this is going to allow me to be able to do that. So this is super exciting. Okay, second thing, so first of all, pressure. I'm able to regulate my pressure with this one. This one, when you pull it out, do you see how you actually can't pull it out all the way? And so if you're putting a t-shirt behind it or something that drapes over it, you're risking, burning your hand basically because you're underneath that heat plate. So on the new one, let's just see how far out it comes. Yay! So now it actually comes all the way out of the drawer, and so I can actually lay something over it and straighten it and not worry that I'm going to bump this and burn myself. So that is a huge, huge plus in my book. So let's go ahead and test something on this new machine. Oh, and I didn't mention this, so the new one as well also has 4 presets. So if you create glitter all the time or sublimation all the time, or if you do puff, which requires specific pressure, you're going to be able to have 4 presets on this, and then you will just be able to press one button and not have to, worry about going through the whole process again. So yeah, this is an upgrade for me. I like this. So for the sublimation paper, we're looking at 390. So we need to up this from 210, and we are looking at 40 seconds. So we're going to want to adjust our time and our temp. There we go. So 390. So I just had to tap the temperature and give it a chance to blink. And then once it blinks, I'm able to go up in 10-second increments and or 5-second increments, which is this one. Here we go. So then we need 40 seconds. Okay, so let it come up to temperature and we will test her out. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is put a piece of parchment down. Before we actually do the sublimation, we want to get any moisture out of our substrate because it could damage your press. And so just make sure that whatever you're working with, that you do pre-press it so that you can get any moisture out. So I am just going to use the Teflon sheet. It doesn't have any ink on it yet, but we're going to use that Teflon sheet. And let's push her in and just press out our wrinkles. Don't you love that? How it just, so cool. So we're not going to do it for the full 40 seconds. We're just going to get our wrinkles out and then we will pull. Look at that. Look how great that is. There are no wrinkles in that. Like that is actually quite perfect. Check it out. Now again guys, I use parchment paper. I have ruined a couple of mats before and I definitely don't want to do that in this situation. So I just wanted to get any, you know, wrinkles and things out. And since I'm doing this pattern, like I was telling you, I actually want to do it again. There's a little bit of a wrinkle to the side right there. So I'm actually going to do this one more time because I want to be able to get that pattern all the way to the edge. I'm going to slide my drawer. Now make sure that you hear it kind of lock in because if it's just slightly out, it won't turn on and you'll think something's wrong. So there we go. And we'll watch it go down. And again, this is awesome guys because this is pressure. So you see here, this is 170 pounds of pressure. And so when you're doing puff or you're doing glitter or anything like that, you're going to want to make sure that you have the right pressure on, and then you're not going to have to be I have laid on presses before trying to get the right temperature, the right pressure for a project. Okay, oh great. Okay, so now we're going to be able to put that sublimation on to the edge. Now I am actually going to let this cool slightly because I don't want any ghosting. So if you guys have ever done sublimation with me, you have to be careful when you put your design down on something warm. So we're going to allow this to cool completely away from the mat, and then we're going to put our design into place. Okay, so now I have attached my design and I put the heat tape on, and this is just the, you know, the individual design, so the one big sheet, and it's 8.5 by 11, so you guys can kind of see that there. And I am going to use the Teflon sheet on top of that. Okay, so from what I understand, now they have this little tool that you can use to cool your design off. And I don't have one, but if you were using this for a business, so like for an Etsy shop or something like that, you would definitely want something like that to speed up the process as you were fulfilling orders. So I'm gonna take this off. Now guys, I do have an Etsy shop and this design is for sale in that shop, but I use professional printers. I don't actually press it myself. I create things and I test them here and I craft for fun, but when I am selling things, I'm actually using a print partner. So anyway, this is what it looks like. You can even see the bleed of the ink coming through. I need it to cool completely before I take it off, and I also need it to cool before I flip it over and do the design on the opposite side. Now I can tell you that I'm going to have to press it multiple times just because the press, although it's large, it's not big enough for the entire area all at one time. Maybe I should have done a garden flag and then that would have been the whole area, but we're gonna try this. We're gonna give it a whirl. So I am going to get my design ready while this cools, and I will be right back. Okay, so let's go ahead and take, oh my goodness, guys, look how beautiful that turned out for like a single. I'll have to, it might be a little bright. I'll have to put it so that you guys can see that easier. So stinking pretty. Oops. And it even has our family name on it. Buyer's Family Believes. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the one side. And I think it turned out phenomenally. And so this is what you're able to get over in my Etsy shop. So it would be things like personalized with your name. But didn't it turn out great? Okay, so let's go ahead and pop on the pattern. I'm anxious to see how this is going to work for the pattern. Okay guys, so I make patterns all the time, but this is my first time to try to sublimate a pattern onto something larger than just a sheet. And so I don't know how it's gonna look, but I'm excited about it. Do you see what all it says? True story, oh holy night, reason for the season and the sweet little nativity. It's going to be so cute. Even if it's not perfect, it's going to be so cute. Now the ones in the shop obviously are perfect because I do all the digital work and then someone else prints it. And so there's no like piecing together like this. It's like all one sheet, but you can see how adorable this is going to be. Okay, so now what I will do is I will flip this over and put my heat tape on and we will press. Okay, so just something really quick while it continues to heat up, but I wanted to show you this. So with this pattern, I actually designed it so that it has a white background. I've already taped it down, but it has a white background, and I'm putting it the same distance all the way around at the edges. Because of course, once it has the pillow in place, you won't be able to see the edges as much. And with the white, I'm hoping that it won't be as obvious that the pattern doesn't go all the way to the seam. Okay, so I went ahead and put on my parchment paper and my Teflon. So all the way in. And there she goes. Okay, and so then it automatically lifts. And we will just pull that out. Now, guys, we're going to have to press more than once because it couldn't do the entire size of this all at one time. So we're going to allow this to cool, and then we will check that out and we will continue to press. Okay, so I lifted this up and I wanted to show you guys this. This is why you put parchment paper down. So even after it had already cooled completely, it actually, the manger, it actually looks like that's the manger, bled onto the parchment paper. And if I didn't have that there, it would have ruined my mat. Okay, so again, I have to finish out my press, but I wanted to show you guys this. Because I put it against a white background, it just runs to the edge. And once our pillow is in that, I don't think you're going to be able to tell that at all. And the watercolor turned out beautifully, guys. Just beautiful. Okay guys, so if you think this heat press would be a good fit for your craft room, your studio, your closet, whatever it is you use to craft in, pop down below, get the links for this big sale right now as of the making of this video. I think it runs through Black Friday, and so you may want to make sure that you grab it before the price goes up. And I will see you guys in the next one.